All right, we're going deep this time, diving into the paranormal.
Mm.
But not your typical ghost stories, no. This is a case study, a YouTube video, a family.
Mm.
They believe their home, well, it's haunted.
And it's a really interesting one because it's not just, spooky stuff happening. It's how trauma, like real deep trauma, gets wrapped up in these events. The family, they're marked by it.
Yeah, this isn't like, oh, we heard a noise. This is physical attacks, voices. A constant dread, they say, fills the house.
And hold on, it gets weirder. It's not just them, not just this family. They say this haunting has been going on for generations, like inherited fear. Imagine that.
So, okay, back up. How they get to this point? Why the investigation? We got to start with the family's history in this house. It's like whispers from the past, yeah.
The grandmother, her stories, they're like old folklore almost. Table lifting spirits, premonitions. Like she could sense things, beyond the veil.
Classic ghost story vibes, right? But then, the mom. She says she was thrown across a room. By something unseen, badly hurt, I mean. This isn't just spooky stories now, this is real.
Exactly. And this is where the psychology of it, the trauma, living on edge all the time, it wears you down, especially the daughter.
Well, the daughter, it's heartbreaking. Nightmares, terrified in her own home. I mean, can you imagine?
It's a reminder, right? We're fascinated by the paranormal, but this stuff, it can have real consequences. Fear, anxiety, even physical harm, it's real.
So we've got this family, terrified, haunted by the past, tormented in the present. And that's where the paranormal investigators come in.
And they're prepared, or at least they think they are. They bring in their equipment, trying to document, understand what's going on. EVP recorders, for example, that's an electronic voice phenomena. They use it to capture.
Like super sensitive microphones, right? Picking up sounds we can't hear. So they go in, this house full of fear, and boom, things start happening. Not just creaky house sounds, no. Unexplained noises, footsteps, banging on walls, even disembodied voices whispering.
That's common, actually, in these investigations. It's like a potential sign, a presence, but what it means, where it's from, who knows?
Like, is it the house or something else? But this one detail, it got me. They kept having disturbances at 3 a.m. every time.
The 3 a.m. thing. It's everywhere in paranormal stories. Like that hour, 3 a.m., it's a peak time for activity. The veil's thinnest then, they say.
It's like clockwork, 3 a.m. Things escalate. And not just noises either. They see something, an apparition, a woman in a white dress, over and over. Imagine turning a corner and seeing
spiritual apparitions, people debate them, but they're definitely one of the creepiest things you can encounter.
No kidding, but it gets weirder. Listen, alarms start going off in the house. Not randomly, in specific rooms, almost like. It's responding to their questions.
Okay, now that suggests something more. Intelligence, awareness, like it's interacting, not just haunting. Something's toying with them.
Right, like what's it doing? But hold on, it gets stranger. They find something in the house, a blood stain.
Okay, the blood stain, that's interesting. Because it's physical, you can't explain it away, and the family, they don't even know how it got there.
It's a mystery on top of a mystery, right? Was it blood? What happened?
Yeah.
Ugh, so creepy. But the investigators, they don't give up. They want answers, so they try to communicate. Spirit boxes, EVP sessions, the whole shebang.
Now that's when things get really interesting, trying to talk to it, understand it, but are they ready for what they might find? It's wild, right? Going from just watching to talking back.
Totally. So they got the spirit box. It scans through radio waves super fast, picks up bits of sound, and some people think that lets spirits talk, like it's their frequency or something.
It's controversial, for sure. Lots of skeptics. But even if you're doubtful, the stuff it picks up, sometimes it's relevant, too relevant to ignore.
And that's what happens. They get words, phrases, stuff about the family's past, like directly. Especially, get this, the alleged massacre? Chills, man.
Yeah. Echoes of the past, it's a big theme in hauntings. You ever wonder if they're stuck there?
Yeah.
The entities? Trying to get revenge or help or just be heard?
Like they're trying to tell us, but it's all broken up. Whispers, weird messages, But this next part, this is where my mind kind of broke. One investigator, before they even went to the house, he had a dream, vivid, about the property. And it wasn't just random. It matched stuff they found there.
Precognitive dreams, right. Some people say it's just your brain messing with you, knowing about the case already, but what if it's not? What if the house reached out to him? Spooky.
Like a warning or an invitation, who knows? Makes you think about dreams differently, that's for sure. But okay, back to the investigation. We've got this house, super creepy, family's scared, investigators finding connections to the past, and then they go to the basement. That's when it gets bad.
Basements, man, they're just creepy, And these guys, they've seen it all, but even they're freaked out.
like walking into the heart of darkness or something. Noises are worse, feeling of dread, it's all amped up.
And the words they're picking up now, it's not just ghosts anymore, it's Satan, hell. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, like, not all hauntings are the same.
Hmm.
Some things you don't mess with, and this might be it.
So they decide, enough is enough. Time for a cleansing ritual, the big guns.
Holy water, prayers, the whole 9 yards, seriously. It's intense, like they're desperately trying to take back the house from, like, pure evil.
Cleansing rituals, they're in so many cultures, right? Getting rid of bad vibes, entities, all that. Sometimes it's simple, sometimes it's a whole ceremony.
And these guys are not holding back, let me tell you. They're telling this thing to leave and never come back. But did it work? That's the big question.
It's tough to say, right? Some people swear by it. Others, they say it's all in your head for comfort.
Like, is it the ritual or just believing it works, you know?
Yeah.
But even watching, you can feel how serious they are.
It's human nature, I think, to fight back against darkness, whether it's faith, rituals, or just willpower.
We want to feel safe, especially in our own homes.
Exactly. In this case, it's a good reminder that sometimes there are things we can't explain, and maybe some things are better left alone.
It's like they leave us hanging, you know?
Right. Did it work? No clue.
This poor family, I hope they're okay. But what if it's still there? That's what gets me.
It makes you think, could you handle that?
Living in a house, knowing maybe something's wrong? Or would you just have to move? I don't know.
It's easy to judge watching a video, right? Safe on your couch, but being there, feeling that energy, hearing those voices, it'd mess you up, I bet.
Totally changes your perspective, you know?
That's what's so great about these deep dives, though. It's not about the answers. It's about making you think, questioning what's out there.
We don't get many answers in life, do we? Especially with this stuff, the paranormal. It's like,
It's okay to be a little creeped out, a little curious.
this case, it definitely did that for me, that's for sure.
The blood stain, the dreams, the basement, it all adds up to one big question mark.
Yeah, and sometimes a question mark is scarier than any answer could ever be.
You're going to think twice about turning off the lights, huh?
You got that right. Well, on that note, until next time, everyone, thanks for diving deep with us.